Thanks, councillors, and welcome to the committee meetings for February 2020. Please note that representatives of media are present and have been approved to use recording devices to record this meeting for their records if they wish. I also advise that council is now web streaming its standing committees and council meetings live to the internet, and as such all those present should refrain from making any defamatory statements. As the signs indicate upon entry to the council chamber, your attendance at this meeting in the chamber is your acceptance of the condition that your image may be recorded and streamed to the internet, as well as being retained in the archive of recorded council meetings, standing committee meetings. I now open the February 2020 Development Environment Committee meeting, the time being 5:30. The first business is apologies. I received an apology from Councillor Etheridge. Can I have someone move that way? Councillor Shields, seconded Councillor Jones. There's no questions about that. All those in favour? No one against. Declare that carried. The first item is DEC 20/1, the Building Summary, February 2020. Can I have someone move that? Thanks, Councillor Gumley. Second, Councillor Grant. Any questions or comments? Councillor Parker.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Oh, Mr Chairman, rather.
Not yet.
Sorry about that. Oh, you look a bit different, don't you? Question to Mr Wallace. The number of dwelling approvals for January was 4, just in residential dwellings. That's probably one of the lowest approvals that we've ever had. But going forward, I think there would be a lot more coming through in ensuing months. The one question I do have for you, and I'll have another one for Mr Giffen a bit later on as well. So with the process of going through and getting a DA approved, the one thing that was sort of coming to light was when a person wants to build a house, they submit a DA to council, which normally takes about 28 days to get an answer. So they get that approved, then they submit an application for a construction certificate, and that takes another 28 days, approximately. So I guess the question I'm asking, is there any way that those two approvals can be combined at all?
Through you, Mr Chair. I'd probably just start on the numbers. When I analyse the numbers, I see a few fours in previous months, back over the years. So back in 2011 and 12, it was a quieter year, and we certainly had four. We had 4 approvals in given months at different stages. So it's not indicative; it's just a snapshot. And by and large, whilst we're trending down for the last couple of years with our dwellings. We're down to 98 approved to the year to date, the financial year to date, whereas last year it was 105. So we're not too far off the mark. The year before that it was 111 for the year to date. So we're, I probably felt we're a bit quieter in that market, but we're not as quiet as I first thought. And with multi-unit housing, for those 3 years, 58 and 60 previously, and this year it's 59. So we're on target. In that respect. So that's probably the good news. We're not as quiet as we potentially think we might be with dwellings. In relation to your second question about trying to expedite approvals, we actually do, with single dwellings, we permit a combined application for a development application and a construction certificate. They are lodged concurrently. The proponent also has the opportunity to lodge a complying development certificate. That's set up by the government to operate as a combined application, technically to be determined within 10 days. It's a very clunky piece of legislation, and it's difficult to navigate, and I think that's why the uptake in Dubbo has been less than it is elsewhere. And given Dubbo's average turnaround time of a DA is 25 business days, actual business days. I think we're very competitive when you compare it with the complying development certificates, and you maintain that flexibility with exactly what you want to build. Beyond that, we also offer an express construction certificate service. So if for some reason a DA and a CC are separated out, and it may relate more to the multi-unit housing, the proponent has the capacity to pay council to assess that, and we have our staff do that assessment after hours, and they turn that around in a much quicker time frame as well. But by and large, single dwellings are going to usually come in at the same time with the DA, so they'll travel together. So it's not It's not the DA gets assessed, then they get notified, and then the CC comes in. They actually come in generally together, given their simplicity.
Thank you. Number 3, Mr. Chair. I'm just going to run on to Mr. Giffen, a question to him on the availability of council land and what council might have now and going forward.
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair. Currently, we don't have any residential blocks for sale. However, Keswick East is the construction up there is well advanced, and we'll be looking to go through Elders Real Estate for sale of land off the plan in March. Similarly, we have 2 blocks of land available for sale off the plan around March as well, down at Montefields in Wellington.
Yeah, look, thanks very much for that. Yeah, look, I had collated a few numbers mainly for my work in terms of the last actually 9 months, and the numbers were down considerably compared to the last couple of years. But I guess, you know, we have been affected by drought and economic conditions as well. So hopefully down the track we'll see an improvement in the numbers and actual values. So look, thanks for that information.
Any other questions, comments? No other questions or comments. I put that. All those in favour? No one against. Declare that carried. Next item is DEC 20/2, the Wellington Town Centre Plan and Master Plan update. Can I have a mover? Councillor Gumley, seconded Councillor Shields. Any questions or debate? Councillor Shields.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd certainly like to speak to this and actually thank you for starting this process. Council has been in place. We're heading in the right direction when it comes to Wellington. There's a renewed focus, there's a new enthusiasm in Wellington to actually renew, to get things done, to actually grow the economic base of Wellington. Council has come in and put a lot of new infrastructure in Wellington, such as the new aquatic centre. There's building place going on right now in Cameron Park. In fact, I don't know I've lost count on how many new playgrounds and sporting facilities we've opened now in Wellington. In fact, everything's looking up for Wellington. But one thing that is certainly hanging over us in Wellington that needs to be addressed, and that is the decline in retail in Wellington. It needs to be addressed as a matter of priority for this council and for other government agencies as well. Other than a 24-hour police station, the one thing that locals are saying in Wellington is that it needs some of those empty shops open again. If this Wellington Town Centre Plan can help address that situation, if it can help encourage more retailers into the Wellington CBD, so be it. And I'm very, very pleased that we're now heading in the right direction, that we're getting things done in Wellington. We know that it was terribly neglected for many, many years, and hopefully now that we can get Wellington in the right place. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Councillor Grant.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just very quickly, there was a major plan done approximately five, maybe 6 years ago by the previous Wellington Council, and look, it actually touched on probably some of the things that Councillor Shields is, or Mayor Shields is implying in regards to opening up areas where people can utilise and you know, creating that friendly environment, that walkway that people will want to stop and actually, and obviously possibly even open shops there. So I hope that's also dug out of the archives and had a look at, and obviously I'm sure it would be improved upon, and especially with the new facilities that we do have in the town. Yeah, I hope we utilise that. Obviously, look at the previous discussions that were had, and obviously with the new, obviously there's going to be more consultation, and we can, I'm sure, we'll be able to create a very good plan. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Grant. Any other questions or comments? No other questions or comments. I put that. All those in favour? No one against. Declare that carried. There's no further items for consideration of the Development and Environment Committee, and I declare the meeting closed at 5:39. I now open the February 2020 Infrastructure and Livability Committee meetings. I advise that Council is now web streaming its standing committee and Council meetings live to the internet, and as such all those present should refrain from making any defamatory statements. As the signs indicate upon entry to the Council chamber, your attendance in this meeting in the chamber is your acceptance of the condition that your image may be recorded and streamed to the internet, as well as being retained in the archive of the recorded council meetings and standing committee meetings. The first item of business is apologies, and I've received an apology from Councillor Etheridge. Can I have someone move that acceptance? Thanks, Councillor Gumley. Second, Councillor Parker. No questions or comments. I put that. All those in favour? No one against. Declare that carried. The next item is ILC 20/1, the Dubbo Indoor Multi-Sport Facility Progress Report. Can I have someone move that? Thanks, Councillor Parker. Seconded. Councillor Ryan. Any questions or debate? No questions or debate. I put that. All those in favour? No one against. I declare that carried. The next item is ILC 20/2, the 2020 Titans Macquarie Mud Run temporary road closures. Can I have someone move that? Councillor Shields, seconded. Councillor Gumley. Any questions or debate? No questions or debate. I put that. All those in favour? There's no one against. Declare that carried. The next item is ILC 20/3, the 2020 Man from Ironbark Festival road closure request at Molong Street, Stewarttown. Can I have someone move that way? Councillor Jones, second. Councillor Diffie. Any questions or debate? No questions or debate. I've put that. All those in favour? No one against. I declare that carried. There are no further items for consideration in the Infrastructure and Livability Committee. I declare the meeting closed at the time of 5:41. Thank you.
I now open the February 2020 Culture, Economy and Corporate Committee meeting. I advise that Council is now web streaming its standing committees and council meetings live to the internet. As such, all those present should refrain from making any defamatory statements. As the signs indicate upon entry to the council chamber, your attendance at this meeting in the chamber is your acceptance of the condition that your image may be recorded and streamed to the internet, as well as being retained in the archive of the recorded council meetings and standing committee meetings. The first item of business is apologies. I've received an apology from Councillor Etheridge, who is absent on council duties. Can I please have someone move that the apology be accepted? Councillor Jones, seconded. Councillor Parker. Any questions or debate? I put that. All those in favour? Against? I declare the motion carried. Moving on to item CEC 20/1, investments under section 625 of the Local Government Act, August 2019. Can I please have someone move the recommendation of the report of the Director, Organisational Performance? Moved Councillor Jones, seconded Councillor Ryan. Are there any questions or debate? Councillor Parker.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I'd like to declare a significant pecuniary interest on the matter before Council and will leave the room and be out of sight during the course of discussion of this matter. The reason for that is that I'm an employee of the Bank of Queensland Dubbo branch, a bank that Council has funds invested with. Thank you.
Are there any further questions or debates? I put the motion. All those in favour? All those against? I declare the motion carried. If Councillor Parker could be retrieved. Moving on to item CEC 20/2, the Cultural Development Plan. Can I please have someone move the recommendation of the report of the Manager of Regional Experiences? Councillor Diffie, seconded by Councillor Ryan. Are there any questions or debate? There being no questions or debate, I put that. All those in favour? All those against? I declare the motion carried. There being no further items for consideration of the Culture, Economy and Corporate Committee, I declare the meeting closed, the time being 5:44 p.m. Web streaming is now being completed. Thank you for your attendance.